What was the deal with Kirk and Dave? Was that all about?
I believe that was over anti-Semitism stuff.
Who's for it and who's against it?
I don't know for
Which
sure.
one is proudly taking the pro-anti-Semitism?
You're talking about the clip of him being like, "You're my bitch." You
I
work for
actually
me?
didn't. Yeah. I just read it.
I
Yes.
think that was about just like Dave's involvement in like the Jewish anti-Semitism. I know that Dave called Kirk an anti-Semite not too long ago, and I don't know.
Kirk doesn't take kindly to that.
I don't. Yeah, and I think he
I
was
remember
kinda
all the
like,
way back in the
that's not-
EEI days. Kirk does not take kindly to that.
Yeah, and I think he was kind of like, fuck off, and then Dave was like, "You work for me, bitch."
Yeah.
That got tense. It's also coming on the heels of all the golf stuff.
Yeah,
It's all right now. There's like a lot of different drama storylines in Barstool that are all like bleeding together, and it's like we are. Man, I for those who don't know, like the origin stories of Barstool, like every year for the first like 5 to 10 years, every summer there would be the Dave Portnoy explosion, usually right before he went to Nantucket. And in hindsight, I feel like he did it like, I got to go away for a month, let me like crack the whip, scare everybody into shape, and then disappear for like my vacation. So maybe it was like intentional, maybe it was just coincidence every time, but it was like the weekend before 4th of July or the weekend before he leaves, everything would explode. Grudgment Day was one of those. Like, it just always powder keg where somebody finally said the wrong thing, did the wrong thing, fucked up, and he snapped. And I feel like this summer we are cruising for a catastrophic Oppenheimer moment, bro. But right now, like, so Kirk was not invited to the Foreplay Golf Invitational.
Internet Invitational.
And then when he found out that PFT was, that was like the last straw for him. And I will say, from my vantage point of watching everything, it sounds like those guys should have just been like, "You're fucking crazy, and we don't want that," and just stuck to that. Because it turned into, well, you're not a golf creator, and then PFT came, and like all these little things that they kind of said, well, I didn't make the decision, they did. You're not invited because you're not a golf guy. You're not, and then all of those things were disproven, you know. And then that's when Kirk, goes crazy, where it's like he's being lied to, and they're changing the rules, and they're changing the stories. So I think if they had just said, "You're fucking crazy, we're inviting like our other friends." This is like when you invite your friends together. You're they're like, "Oh, I can't have those friends hang out with those friends. I like both you guys, but you're never gonna survive together."
I think the Kirk crazy is overstated. I think
he's not as crazy as.
Yeah, he pops like once.
Don't get me wrong. I think Kirk should be in this. I think that the golf influencer world, like, if they are genuinely like afraid of this or don't want this, like, that's like, grow up.
Yeah.
So what? Some guy's gonna be on the course going crazy. Beat him. I don't know. You guys are supposed to be like scratch golfers.
They
like, just beat him.
Like, that's
done
what
with it.
sports are. Beat the annoying guy.
I was gonna say, I felt like if I was a golfer, I would be like, this is my time.
Right.
I'm gonna be the hero. I don't even know this guy, but it seems like everybody hates him and they want him to lose, and he freaks out every time he loses, and I'm gonna embarrass him and beat him. And I think Kirk would respect that guy.
Yeah, right.
100%. Like, I'd be like, oh, let me be the guy who slays this like dragon that nobody can deal with, and I'm the fucking hero. And instead, like, everybody to a man seems to be like, I don't want him. Now, the flip side,
people act like Kirk gets wheeled out like fucking Hannibal. Like, he's a normal guy who sometimes pops off a little bit.
Now,
like, he's a pretty regular.
I think we're a bit skewed, though. I think, like, if you told me that, like, I'm going to go on this show, let's say you're, like, one of these internet people, these golf influencers, who just comes from the world of, like, I just, like, putt on camera and people like me,
Yeah.
And I go home to, like, my wife and kids and, like, I have, like, brand safe deals and all that shit. You just live this, like, cookie-cutter vanilla internet life. And you find out, like, you might be on camera with this guy who's, like, wishing that your daughter dies. You might just be like, I don't want to do that. Like, if somebody just said to a random guy, would you like this or not like this? I think I could see a lot of people being like, I choose no.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that. But again, it's like, you're on the internet. I get that golf is this kind of little sanitary, like, YouTube world where it's like, we just, like, play golf and we root for everybody and we, like,
Yeah.
But the rest of the internet's not like that. And if you're on the internet, you know how it can be. And it's like, get one villain in the mix, get one fireworks in the mix.
Yeah.
Like,
Kirk would make it in. It's not my show.
And I think he's good enough.
I was going to say, that was the other thing I was thinking, like, it's not like he's going to win.
Right.
Like, some of these guys, like, Kirk's a very good golfer, but some of these guys are, like, unbelievable golfers, right?
I would think, yeah. But then, so they invited PFT. And PFT, it was kind of characterized as like he was like a last minute invite, but then Dave was like, no, he was on the list like the whole time. It just got announced late. I don't know. I think it was just enough. But then so Kirk is pulling out of the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
And I think he's not doing the dozen, and I think Dave's mad at that. So it was like this anti-Semite thing with him refusing to do work and the golf thing. And
Kirk is like the.
Kirk is so necessary.
He's like Barstool's union.
Yeah,
because he's like, I don't care about this.
Yes.
Like we all need jobs. Kirk's like,
that was also part of that.
I'll do what I want to do when I want to do.
That was part of that fight. Was he was kind of like, I don't know, I'm not gonna do this stuff. Like I quit, and Dave was like, fine, quit. Like So it's kind of like this unstoppable force, immovable object. But you kind of need him to be like. Kirk is
the superhero in the Barstool content universe. Like fuck yeah, dude. We're like Ant-Man, but it's like fucking when Superman's here. Just fucking wait till Superman gets here. He's not gonna like this at all.
That's like my dad's gonna be so mad, bro. Just wait till my parents get here, man.
He's gonna be very upset about how you've been treating me.